Last week brought more big developments on vaccine mandates for California employers. If you're a CRA member, you've already seen the information we've sent you about local jurisdictions that require proof of vaccine and/or proof of a negative COVID test to enter certain businesses. Well, today is the official implementation date of those rules in the city of Los Angeles. Those of you with locations within the city, please check your inbox for our last communication with what you need to know from November 3rd. On a larger front, late last week, the federal government released its long-expected Emergency Temporary Standard, or ETS, for COVID-19 in the workplace. That ETS, which comes from the federal OSHA, will apply to employers with 100 or more employees. That's 100 or more employees system-wide, not per location. It will require vaccination for all employees by January 4th, 2022. Qualified employers must also have these policies in place. Provide paid time off to employees to get vaccinated and to recover from side effects. Require any worker who remains unvaccinated to be masked in the workplace and to be tested weekly. Once January 4th arrives, any employee who is not fully vaccinated and enters the workplace must be tested for COVID-19 on a weekly basis. Employers subject to the federal rule will be required to maintain proof of vaccination and a roster of employee vaccination status. Now, it's important to remember, as we've been telling you since last November, California has its own emergency temporary standard issued by Cal OSHA. The California standard does not have a vaccine mandate, but it applies to all employers and will remain in place until January 14th, 2022. Keep in mind, if you're an employer in California with more than 100 employees throughout your entire operation, you are required to follow the new federal rule. With that, the main question that remains is this. Will California decide to impose a vaccine mandate that will apply to smaller employers, the ones with fewer employees? You're likely to hear more about that when legislators return to the state capitol in January. The Cal OSHA Standards Board will meet again in the weeks to come to finalize the state's ETS, and the CRA remains highly engaged in that process. We hope to make the state's existing ETS more workable and flexible as the dynamics of the pandemic continue to improve in California. For more on the federal mandate, such as a White House fact sheet and Department of Labor resources, click on the links in the description. I'm Sabrina. That's the news you need to know.